Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the home mentoring session of accountancy. Myself, C.S.K. Khanna from the SD Vidya School, Ambala Kent. Dear students, in our yesterday's class, I had shared with you very important aspect relating to the double entry system. And there we had discussed what the double entry system is and what are the different type of the accounts. Let's once again recall all the items which we had discussed yesterday. Double entry system means that accounting system which is based upon the dual aspect, and dual aspect say that every business transaction has at least two accounts and two sides, and both the accounts or sides should be recorded in the books of account. On that basis, a very important system being developed in accounting that is known as the double entry system. Now, on the double entry system, as we all know, there are different types of the accounts and the relevant rules are there for recording of the transactions. As you all know, when we had learned the definition of accounting, we had learned the first step of accounting is recording of the financial transactions. Recording of the financial transactions means that the business transactions or monetary transaction, they should be entered or written in the books of account. Now, when those transactions should be written in the books of accounts, then automatically there must be the next step for their classification, then for summarization, and then for interpretation of the results. So, definitely under double entry system, when we record the transactions, we must have to follow certain rules and regulations. Now, what those rules and regulations were, first of all, we had learned the different types of the accounts. What those different type of the accounts are? All the type of the accounts, they are categorized into two broad categories. One, they are called as the personal account. Second, they are called the impersonal account. Impersonal account has the further two important types. One is known as real account and other is known as nominal account. With reference to the personal account, it had the three subdivisions or three categories. They are natural personal account, artificial personal account, and representative personal account. Likewise, with reference to the impersonal, as I told you, real account and nominal account. So what the different type of the accounts is there under personal account? Natural person, which are relating to the natural persons, artificial personal account, which are associated with the companies, boards, or artificial entities. Artificial entity means the law recognize them as person, but they are not the persons with bone and flesh. Then the representative, all the accounts which are relating to the outstanding, prepaid, unearned and accrued items, they are called as the representative personal account. Real account, all the accounts which are of the assets of the firm or assets of the business, they are regarded as the real account. Nominal accounts, all the accounts which are relating to the expenses, losses, incomes, profit and gains, they are categorized as the most important category, nominal accounts. Now, dear students, we had also recognized different types of the accounts on the basis of some of the examples, that which particular type of the account categorize or fall into which particular category. Now we will start learning a very important aspect of the double entry system, on the basis of which we record the transactions in the books of account. In the next topics, we will start with the generalization or the journal entries. Then we switch over for their posting into ledger and other aspects. So first of all, we must understand what are the rules of recording of transactions. Dear students, understand these rules depends upon the type of the accounts. As broadly, there are three types of the accounts: personal, real and nominal. Likewise, we have the three type of the rules. Please understand that while applying the rules, all the three types of the personal account, they will be categorized as one account. So here we would have the personal account, real account and nominal account. Now what the rule of personal account is there? Now rule here means what? When you record a transaction in the books of account, you have to understand that for recording of that transaction there is some rule, and according to that rule we have to enter or record the transaction. For personal account, a very simple and general rule is there, that is debit the receiver and credit the giver. I repeat, rule for personal account is debit the receiver and credit the giver, and the same rule is applicable for all the three types of the personal account. That is, same rule will apply for the natural personal account, for artificial personal account, as well as for the representative personal account. Rule is debit the receiver, credit the giver. Now debit the receiver, who is receiving? Debit should be given to them, and credit should be given to whom? Who is the giver? Credit should be given to the party or to the person who is the giver. Now, practically understand that we had also learned that which account is to be debited and which account to be credited, and what is the effect of that in the previous lesson also with reference to the accounting equation, and we categorize as the assets, liabilities, capital, expenses or losses, and incomes and gains. So recall also that here you understand first rule for personal account is debit the receiver and credit the giver. What is the rule of recording of transactions in a real account? What do we mean by the real account? All the accounts which are relating to the assets of the business or of the firm, they are categorized as the real account. For example, cash, plant, building, investment, machinery, infrastructure, furniture, they are categorized as the real account. And the rule for real account is debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Now the third category of account is nominal account. What do we mean by nominal account? Nominal account here means all the accounts which are relating to the expenses, losses, profit, gains or incomes of the business. For example, salesman commission, interest paid, commission received, discount received, loss on sale of furniture, like that. These are categorized as the nominal account. And the rule for nominal account is very simple, very easy, that nominal account had the rule debit all losses and expenses and credit all gains and income. Debit all expenses and losses and credit all gains and income. If there is loss or if there are certain expenses, they should be debited, and if there is any profit, gains, income, they should be credited. So you must have 100% understanding of these three basic rules, but most important thing, that for which account which rule is applied. Once again, which rule is applied for the personal account? Very simple, it say debit the receiver and credit the giver for all type of the personal account. What is the rule for the real account? Debit what comes in and credit what goes out. What is the rule for the nominal account? Debit all losses, expenses and credit all profit, gains and incomes. Now, a very good question arises that once we had learned these rules, where and how they should be applied, understanding of the type of the accounts as well as understanding of the rules which are applied. We have also to understand that how these different three rules will apply with reference to recording of the transactions. That we will understand when we have the journalization of the transaction, or when we have the understanding of the journal entry. Journal entry is the first step, though we would have also the day books where we just write the transactions of a particular period. But with reference to the formal accounting process, we first step take it as the journal, or we have the journal entries in that particular book. So with reference to the journal, we have to understand that how these rules will apply with reference to the type of the accounts. So in this complete lesson, we had learned very important different type of the accounts. We had also had the practical or numerical question where we had understand like this, that which particular account belongs to which particular category. We had also learned different types again with reference to the type of the accounts and their classification. And we had also learned a very important aspect, that is the rules applicable with reference to the different type of the accounts. These rules are called the rules of debit and credit. Now, we would have the understanding of this concept. In tomorrow's class, we will undertake the other very important lesson, that is the source document, that explains what are the important documents on the basis of which the transactions are recorded in the books of account. So today I am sending you the PDF notes link also for second and third lesson, so that you also go through them and also understand that what the basic theory relating to our subject and the topics which we had covered. Thank you very much. Have wonderful day to all of you.